see Chris Olave. He's one of the league's best, currently third in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Giants and the Eagles, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 24.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Well, straight ahead, we've got a rematch from last year's NFC Divisional Round tilt, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking. It's the second of three on this Christmas Day with the Giants and Eagles. And off we go in Philadelphia. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Bringing them out, a guy who's top 30 all-time in yards and touchdowns. Not bad for a fourth-round pick back in 2012. Captain Kirk Cousins.
Not bad for a fourth-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spend a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well, and he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Holding offense.
The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. First play and a first pass for Cousins. A little juke. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3.
So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
The throw over the middle taken in and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
To throw is Cousins. Touchdown, Eagles! Cooper Kupp with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point up the good by Dicker.
And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 6-play drive.
And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
You look at this Eagle defense.
They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. On the return, here's Agnew. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. This pass left side to Downs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10.
Richardson looking to throw this. Tries the left side and finds Olave.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Off play action. Richardson
sliding out of the pocket. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
18
on 3rd down. Here's Richardson.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open, he just throws it away. Keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Gains This kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You talk about this Giant defense.
They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
This is brought in at the 21. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Cut 19. Go.
Play action. Now Richardson.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Another run with Mitchell.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot, because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back.
And now the rookie's free. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That good for 22 and a first down.
Ready.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted. Of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Eagles are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
They have been struggling to put points on the board so far, and while you don't want to lump it all on the rookie quarterback, he's definitely the root cause. And all rookies, they have those learning experiences in their first year. What they're hoping for is that he can learn on the fly, work through his struggles against his defense, and at the same time, still find a way to put them in a position to win.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Looking now, and that's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up second down. Cousins. That complete to Downs. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A short throw to Ingram. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice gain.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
Boy, shifts past him. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Cousins. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 3rd down, Cousins. This will be caught at about the 5.
And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Mitchell. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations,
I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1.
Here we go. Bring the energy.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. This is 3rd and goal, and this Giants defense, they have withstood the test thus far. They'll try to run with Mitchell. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And his kick here is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Giants going to take over again on offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator.
There he goes, left side. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. To another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers. And that's a wise decision. Remember, he threw the pick on the last drive. This time he says, I'm not forcing one. I'm just getting it out of here.
Here we go.
2nd and 10. Richardson to throw off play action. And that one's going to come up short. Low throw.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have, it's chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions maybe in the back of his mind. Richardson looking to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. And Richardson yet again. High up there to grab it. And he is going to have the Giants first down. It's a gain of 7 on 4th and 4. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30.
From the 6.
Here's Richardson to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 33. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know what they've always said? I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Here's Cousins. Connecting over the middle with Downs.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Cousins on 1st down. A short throw to Ingram.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 33. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Anthony Richardson and the offense back out. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Richardson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now Cousins. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Cooper Kupp with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is now 17-3. First down out now following the touchdown to kick. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. New York's offense back out there and set to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
2nd down, here's Richardson. Flush to his right. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbled over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Richardson off the play fake. They'll roll him out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously
No touchdown scored in this game.
Well, let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They'll go for it. Here's Richardson. Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Throw left side, complete to Cup. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. To throw, Cousins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. To throw is Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield back quickly. And now 1st and...
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Elijah Mitchell, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Meanwhile, Cousins throw complete there to Thomas.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That gain of 15 gets them on the doorstep, 1st and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. Able to push his one. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Elijah Mitchell with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Eagles get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll increase their lead to 28. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. New York set to take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Richardson back to throw it. That is caught. And he's free going down the left side. It's a is down near the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what. 3rd down. All you're thinking is, what can we do to keep this drive going to get enough yardage to move the sticks? You're certainly not thinking about taking this one almost the length of the field, but that's exactly what happens here. What a play and what a change of fortunes.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5. Now Richardson. Touchdown! Wan'Dale Robinson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Giants get a bit closer. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And he puts this one through. It makes our score 31-10. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was finished up by a touchdown catch from Wan'Dale Robinson. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Cousins. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Finds his tight end Ingram. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the 1st time.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand.
There he goes, left side. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 42 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Let's go. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. He'll buy some time right. And out of bounds right around the 20. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page.
quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
4th down, desperation time. Here's Richardson. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Luke Musgrave from 19 yards away. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off of autopilot right now, okay? Get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire, but at the same time, okay, guys, let's match the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun. What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating 2nd and long.
2nd down, Cousins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And now this 4th quarter becoming very interesting. That pick 6 makes this a 1-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Azeez Ojulari drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Take it at the 37. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Aaron Donald racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down, make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
The Giants on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
Off play action. Richardson. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. They go play action with Richardson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Richardson to throw off play action. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't it?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw it the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB. And oftentimes you're going to knock it away, as we just saw there.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And Gay knocks this one through, and that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to Mitchell here. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Gibson here running out of the gun. And this lines up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that. That is intercepted. And just shutting him off there. Still on his feet. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the 2nd half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Richardson to throw it. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one, got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
Charles, what a big drive late in the fourth quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the fourth quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down by a field goal. 57 seconds to go. And no other way to say it. They have blown a big lead, but a chance to rescue things late. Cousins to throw. That complete to Downs. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Cousins. They'll get this one to Cobb complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's Cousins. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
Now Cousins. Into the hands of Ingram. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He targets Ingram for another grab. Here comes second down and 5. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. They'll come up now on second down. One last shot now for Cousins. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the Giants, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.